Welcome to Learn English with Sara. I'm so happy you're here. Today we're not just going to learn English, we're going to learn something that can truly change your life. This lesson is called The Power of 1 Hour a Day. It's about how just 60 minutes of focus used the right way can transform your future and your English too. So sit back, listen carefully, and let this story inspire you. Have you ever felt stuck in life? You wake up each morning with dreams in your heart, but every night you go to bed feeling like nothing has changed. You promise yourself tomorrow will be different. But when tomorrow comes, it looks exactly like today. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're simply missing one small truth, a truth that successful people already know. Real change doesn't need 10 hours a day. It doesn't need perfect conditions or special talent. It starts with one single hour, one focused hour every day that you dedicate to your growth. Think about it. 1 hour is just 4% of your day. 4%. You probably spend more time than that scrolling through your phone or waiting in traffic. Yet that 1 hour, when used with intention, is more powerful than the other 23 hours combined. Why? Because it's not just about time, it's about what that time represents. It represents your belief in yourself. It's your daily decision to stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the creator of your life. The difference between successful people and everyone else isn't luck or genius, it's consistency. They move forward one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, one decision at a time. Warren Buffett reads for 5 to 6 hours every day. Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. Oprah meditates every morning. But here's the secret: you don't need to do as much as they do. You just need to start with 1 hour of focus each day. 1 hour of reading equals 365 hours a year. That's like going to college for 15 weeks straight, learning something that will make your life better. 1 hour of practice every day can make you better than 95% of people in your field in just 2 years. You see, most people overestimate what they can do in a day, but they underestimate what they can do in a year. 1 hour may seem small, but multiplied by time it becomes life-changing. That hour is your foundation, your beginning, your bridge from who you are to who you want to be. So, let's talk about the most powerful hour of all, the first hour of your day. What you do after you wake up determines how the rest of your day will go. Most people wake up and give this golden hour away. They grab their phone, check messages, scroll social media, and fill their minds with other people's problems and opinions before their own thoughts even begin. Their energy gets drained before the day even starts. Their focus is lost. Their motivation fades, and they don't even realize why. But successful people do something different. They protect their first hour like it's made of gold, because it is. They use it to design their day, not to react to the world. Instead of checking what everyone else is doing, they check in with themselves. They ask, what matters most today? What will move me forward? They read, write, meditate, exercise, visualize their goals. They feed their minds before they feed their phones. Your first hour should be sacred. No notifications, no news, no distractions, just you and your growth. When you control your first hour, you take control of your entire day. You begin to live as the director of your life, not just an actor in someone else's story. You set the tone, the energy, and the direction. You start to feel peace instead of pressure, clarity instead of chaos. Maybe you're thinking, but I'm not a morning person. That's okay. You don't have to be. Success doesn't care what time you wake up, it only cares that you show up. Champions aren't born ready. They train their habits. They build their discipline. And so can you. Starting tomorrow morning, before you give your attention to the outside world, give it to yourself. Before you check on everyone else's life, check on your own. Before you consume, create. The first hour after you wake up is the most powerful mental time of your day. Don't waste it on noise. Use it for growth. Because when you win the morning, you win the day, and when you win enough days, you win your life. Now that you understand the power of your first hour, let's talk about something even more important: how to use it wisely. You see, most people think they're working hard, but in reality, they're just busy. There's a big difference between being busy and being productive. Busy people fill their time with activity. Productive people fill their time with purpose. Before you begin your 1 hour of growth, you must get clear on one simple question: where are you going? If you don't know your destination, any road will take you there, and usually it won't be where you want to end up. Direction is everything. It's what separates effort from progress, confusion from clarity, and frustration from fulfillment. That's why before you start your hour, you need a plan. Take just 3 minutes at the start of your session. Ask yourself these questions and write down your answers. What specific skill am I building today? What exact problem am I solving? What measurable progress will I make? Why does this matter for my future? When you write your answers down, something powerful happens. You transform ideas into commitments. You make a contract with yourself. And that small act of clarity gives your hour a laser-sharp focus. Here's another truth that many people miss: your why matters more than your how. If you know why you're doing something, you'll figure out how to do it. When your why is strong enough, you'll find a way. When it's weak, you'll find excuses. Don't just say, "I want to read more." That's too vague. Say, "I'll read for 30 minutes today to improve my communication skills, because better communication will help me advance in my career and build stronger relationships." Suddenly, your goal has a purpose. It's no longer just a task, it's a step toward the life you want. Your brain loves specific targets. Give it one. Instead of saying, "I want to be a better writer," say, "I'll write 500 words today to improve my storytelling, because I want to share my ideas with confidence." Instead of saying, "I want to learn business," say, "I'll study marketing for 45 minutes because I want to grow my online store to earn $5,000 a month." The difference is night and day. One is a dream. The other is a plan. Remember, vague goals lead to vague results. But clear goals create clear progress. So make your daily hour intentional. Decide exactly what you'll work on and why. Next, let's talk about focus. Focus is a superpower in a world full of distractions. Your brain can't perform at its best when it's scattered across multiple tasks. Multitasking is a myth. You might think you're doing many things at once, but in truth, your brain is just switching rapidly between them, and every switch costs you energy and efficiency. So pick one thing. Just one. One skill, one topic, one goal. Give it your full attention for 60 minutes. Protect that focus like a treasure. When you master the ability to focus deeply on one thing, even for a short period, your results will explode. Now let's talk about what usually gets in the way: distractions. The world will always try to steal your hour from you. Your phone will buzz. A friend will message you. Someone will say, "Can I just have 5 minutes?" An email will pop up, and before you know it, your focus is gone. You have to understand this, that 1 hour isn't free time. It's your future time. It's the time that builds your dream. You wouldn't let someone steal $100 from you, right? Then don't let them steal your hour. Because that hour is worth far more than money. It's worth your future self, the person you're becoming. To protect your hour, build real boundaries. Not soft ones, not "I'll try" ones. Real firm boundaries. Tell your family, from 6:00 a.m. to 7:00 a.m., I'm not available unless it's an emergency. Tell your friends I'll answer messages after my focus hour. Tell your coworkers I don't check emails before 8:00 a.m. Some people won't like it. They might call you selfish or strange, but that's okay. They're not responsible for your success, you are. When you don't value your time, no one else will. When you don't protect your priorities, others will fill your schedule with theirs. Successful people know how to say no. They say no to distractions, no to drama, no to unnecessary tasks. Because every time they say no to something unimportant, they're saying yes to something that matters. Your growth hour is like a garden. If you don't protect it, weeds will grow, weeds of noise, messages, and interruptions. Build a fence, turn off your phone, close your door, find a quiet space. Create an environment where your mind can breathe and focus. This isn't about being rude, it's about being serious. Serious about your goals, serious about your growth, serious about becoming who you're meant to be. The people who truly care about you will understand, and the ones who don't, they don't matter. Every time you protect your hour, you build self-respect. Every time you honor your own boundaries, you prove to yourself that your goals matter. And every time you give that hour away to distraction, you lose a little confidence. So choose respect, choose focus, choose your future. Now that you've learned how to protect your hour, it's time to learn how to fill it with meaning. Because time alone doesn't change your life. It's what you do with that time that matters. Your 1 hour should be divided into 2 main parts: learning and practicing. Learning gives you knowledge. Practicing turns that knowledge into power. Let's start with learning. Knowledge is power, but only when it's used. Most people treat learning like entertainment. They read articles, watch videos, listen to podcasts, and think they're learning. But real learning is different. Real learning is intentional, focused, and connected to your goals. So during your growth hour, spend at least 30 minutes learning something that moves you closer to your dream. Don't waste this precious time on random topics that don't serve your future. Be strategic. If you want to start a business, study people who've already built successful ones. Read their stories, watch their interviews, understand their mindset. If you want to improve your health, learn about nutrition and exercise from trusted experts. If you want to communicate better, study human psychology and language. Learn the skills that matter for the life you want. But remember, not all information is valuable. Some content will inspire you and change your direction. Some will simply waste your time. Choose carefully. Focus on people who've achieved what you want to achieve. Follow their footprints instead of trying to reinvent the path. Learn from their mistakes so you don't have to repeat them. Here's a secret of smart learners. They learn actively, not passively. Don't just sit there and let information wash over you. Take notes, ask questions, summarize what you read in your own words. Explain it out loud as if you were teaching someone else. This turns information into understanding and understanding into memory. Another important rule: quality over quantity. It's better to deeply understand one powerful idea than to skim through 10 weak ones. Don't chase new information every day. Instead, revisit what you've already learned. Reflect on it. Apply it. The best learners don't just collect ideas, they connect ideas. Now let's move to the second part of your hour practice. This is where real transformation happens. Most people know what to do but never do it. They have ideas but no action. Knowledge without practice is like a car without fuel. It looks impressive, but it doesn't move. So dedicate the other 30 minutes of your hour to applying what you've learned. If you're studying English, use that time to speak out loud, write sentences, or listen actively to native speakers. If you're learning business, work on your plan, design your product, or contact your first potential client. If you're learning to code, write real code. If you're learning music, play your instrument. Practice doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Every time you practice, you take what's in your head and turn it into ability. Every time you take action, you get feedback, you see what works and what doesn't. That's how growth happens. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes aren't failures, they're teachers. Every small failure gives you valuable information that success never could. The more you practice, the more you learn. The more you learn, the faster you grow. Here's another secret: focus your practice using the 80-20 rule. Spend 80% of your effort on the 20% of actions that create the biggest results. For example, if you're learning sales, spend most of your time practicing how to close a deal, not memorizing every detail of your product. If you're learning a language, focus on the most common words and real conversation, not every grammar rule. And here's one of the most powerful techniques you'll ever use: teach what you learn. When you explain something to others, you understand it more deeply yourself. You can make short videos, write posts, or simply share your new knowledge with a friend. Teaching forces you to organize your thoughts, notice gaps in your understanding, and strengthen what you know. Remember, this truth: practice makes permanent, not perfect. If you repeat the wrong habits, you'll get good at doing things the wrong way. So practice correctly. Seek feedback from people who are better than you. Study best practices. Adjust when necessary. Progress happens when you combine learning, doing, and improving. You read, you apply, you reflect, and you refine. That's how you turn knowledge into skill and skill into success. Imagine this: if you dedicate one focused hour every day, just one, to learning and practicing something meaningful. In 1 year, you'll be unrecognizable compared to who you are today. You'll think differently, act differently, and live differently. Because that 1 hour each day doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you become. So make your hour sacred. Protect it. Use it to learn. Use it to practice. Use it to grow. And remember, even the smallest consistent actions can create extraordinary results over time. Now that you've learned how to use your hour for both learning and practice, let's talk about something most people forget: reflection. Reflection is what turns experience into wisdom. Without reflection, even your best efforts can lose direction. Think of it like sailing a boat. Learning is the wind, practice is the sail, but reflection is the compass. Without it, you can move fast, but end up in the wrong place. Most people rush from one day to the next, never stopping to ask themselves, am I improving? Am I moving closer to my goal? They work hard, but not always smart. They do more, but they don't grow more. That's why reflection is so important. It gives you the power to pause, look back, and understand what's working and what's not. At the end of your daily hour, spend just 5 to 10 minutes reflecting. Write down your thoughts in a small notebook or digital journal. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? What did I do well? What challenged me? What can I improve tomorrow? Don't just think about the answers, write them down. Writing activates a deeper part of your brain. It helps you understand your thoughts and remember lessons more clearly. Over time, your journal becomes a map of your personal growth, a record of how far you've come and where you still want to go. Reflection also helps you notice patterns. Maybe you focus better in the morning than at night. Maybe you learn faster by listening rather than reading. Maybe you stay more consistent when you study in a quiet cafe instead of your room. These small insights are gold. They help you design your own success system. And remember to celebrate progress. Too often we only notice what we haven't done. But success is built on tiny victories. Every day that you show up for your hour, even when you don't feel like it is a win. Every note you take, every page you read, every small improvement counts. Reflection helps you see those wins, and they fuel your motivation to keep going. Now let's take reflection one step further. Refinement. Reflection shows you what happened. Refinement helps you make it better. Based on what you discover in your reflections, make small adjustments to your system. If something isn't working, change it. If something is helping you, do more of it. Success isn't about giant leaps. It's about small, smart adjustments repeated over time. Maybe you need to wake up 15 minutes earlier. Maybe you need to turn off your notifications completely. Maybe you should switch from reading to listening to podcasts during your commute. Test small changes for a week. See what happens. Keep what works. Drop what doesn't. That's how progress becomes predictable. Here's the secret of people who keep growing year after year. They never stop refining. They're not chasing perfection, they're chasing progress. Some days they move fast, other days they move slow, but they keep moving, adjusting, improving. They build momentum. The process is more important than any single day's result. You'll have good days and bad days, days when you feel unstoppable and days when you feel stuck. That's normal. What matters most is that you stay consistent. Growth isn't a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs that over time move upward. To make this process even stronger, create regular check-ins with yourself. Every week, look back on what you've learned and practiced. Every month, evaluate your progress and see if you're still heading in the right direction. Every 3 months, take a bigger step back. Ask if your goals still align with your values and priorities. This cycle of reflect, refine, and repeat is the engine of lasting growth. Now let's talk about the force that makes all of this possible: discipline. Motivation is temporary. It's like a spark, bright but short-lived. Discipline is different. Discipline is the steady flame that keeps burning even when motivation disappears. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when your mind says, just sleep a little longer. It's what keeps you practicing when the results aren't showing yet. It's what reminds you that the process matters even when progress feels invisible. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is intentional. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. And the beautiful thing is, discipline is a skill. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Start small. You don't have to change your life overnight. Begin with one small promise and keep it. Maybe it's waking up at the same time every day. Maybe it's spending your first 5 minutes writing instead of scrolling your phone. Maybe it's completing your 1-hour session no matter how you feel. Every time you keep that promise, you build self-trust. You prove to yourself that you can rely on you. The first week will be the hardest. The first month will test you. But soon what feels difficult will start to feel natural. Discipline becomes a habit, and habit becomes identity. You'll go from trying to do your hour to needing to do it because it becomes part of who you are. And when discipline spreads to one area of your life, it touches all the others. When you become disciplined with your growth hour, you'll notice more discipline in your work, your health, your relationships, and even your mindset. That's the magic of consistency. It transforms everything it touches. So remember this. You don't need perfect motivation. You just need to start. You don't need more time. You just need to use your time wisely. You don't need to be extraordinary. You just need to be consistent. Because success doesn't come from doing a lot once. It comes from doing a little every day, one focused hour at a time. You've now learned the full system. Claim your first hour, protect it from distractions. Fill it with focused learning and practice, reflect and refine your progress, and build the discipline to stay consistent. These steps may sound simple, but together they create something extraordinary. They form the foundation for a life of purpose, growth, and confidence. But here's the truth. Knowledge alone changes nothing. You can understand every principle, read every book, and watch every video, but if you don't take action, nothing in your life will change. The real difference between dreamers and achievers is not what they know, but what they do with what they know. The gap between knowing and doing is where most dreams die. People say I'll start when I have more time, but time will never suddenly appear. You'll never find a day that's perfect to begin. The only perfect time is now. Others say I'll start when I feel ready, but readiness comes after action, not before it. Action creates momentum. Momentum builds motivation, and motivation builds transformation. You don't need to feel ready, you just need to start. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need to take the first step. You don't need to be great to begin, you just need to begin to become great. Imagine this one focused hour a day equals 365 hours a year. That's more than 9 full weeks of dedicated growth. 9 weeks spent investing in your mind, your goals, and your future. In that time, you could master a new skill, start a small business, write a book, or transform your health. And if you keep going for 5 years, that's over 1,800 hours. Enough to become world-class at almost anything. Enough to change not just your career, but your entire identity. Think about that for a moment. 1 hour a day could mean the difference between staying where you are and becoming who you were meant to be. That's the power of small, consistent action. The compound effect. The quiet strength of discipline. Now imagine your future self 5 years from now, the version of you who didn't quit, who showed up for that 1 hour every single day, who read the books, practiced the skills, learned, improved, reflected, and refined. That person is wiser, stronger, calmer, and more confident. That person speaks with clarity. That person has built habits that shape success automatically. That person, your future self, is watching you right now, waiting for you to make the decision that changes everything. Waiting for you to say, "Today is the day I start." Because here's something powerful to remember: every hour you invest in yourself is an hour invested in your future. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're choosing progress over excuses. Every day you show up for your 1 hour, you're building a version of yourself who no longer doubts, who no longer procrastinates, who no longer waits for perfect conditions. And the best part: this system doesn't just make you more productive, it makes you more peaceful. Because when you live with purpose, your days feel meaningful. When you control your time, you control your energy. And when you keep your promises to yourself, you build unshakable confidence. So today, I want you to take a deep breath and make a real commitment. Take a notebook or your phone and write this down. What time will my 1 hour session be each day? What will I focus on first? What will my growth look like? Write it clearly, because when you write it, you make it real. Then tomorrow morning when the alarm rings, remember this voice, this lesson, this moment. Get up, breathe, and start your hour. Even if you feel tired, even if you don't feel ready, even if your results haven't appeared yet. Because transformation doesn't happen in a single day. It happens because of single days repeated consistently. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need to win 1 hour. Win that hour and you'll win your day. Win enough days and you'll win your life. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make this moment perfect by acting. Your future is waiting for you. Your dreams are waiting for you. The only question is, will you begin today? Thank you so much for listening to this story on Learn English with Sara. I hope today's lesson not only helps you improve your English, but also reminds you of your own power, the power of 1 hour a day. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to Learn English with Sara for more inspiring stories that help you grow your English and your life. And now take a moment for yourself. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask, what can I do with my next hour? Because your transformation starts right now.